everyone, my name is Prudence. I am a chartered accountant and an entrepreneur. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am very excited about today's topic because it's one of my favorite things in the world, and that is books and reading books. I love books. I think books are one of the greatest inventions in the world. You know, books transform you, they help you imagine greater things, better things. They help you to be more, to develop more empathy because you get to understand how different things work. They improve your communication skills. It's just a whole bunch of advantages with reading. So today I'm going to recommend 5 books you should read in 2022. So some of these books, some of you may have read them already, and if you have, I would actually recommend that you reread them. Rereading books is one of the things I love to do as well. It's the same thing with movies. Some of the movies that I enjoy, you can watch them 2, 3, even 10 times, depending on how good it was. Each time you watch the movie, there are certain scenes that you can be surprised to say, oh, I didn't see that last time. Same thing with books. When you reread them, there are some concepts that you get to understand more and better the third, the second, or the 4th time that you read. So I have 5 books I would recommend that everyone reads in 2022. So don't forget to like this video, to share this video, and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload these new videos on this channel, and this is going to be at least once per week. So book number 1 that I recommend to you is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes, big results. That's the subtitle. It is an easy and proven way to build good habits and break new ones. In this book, James Clear expounds on the concept that all big things started small. You know, the chair that you're sitting on, the phone that you are watching this video on, or the TV that you're watching this video on, it was once just a tiny idea in somebody's mind, and then they started researching about how to make that thing happen. So the first thing they did maybe is perhaps call a friend to explain the concept. So it was just a concept. And then it was written. And then it was looking for the tiny parts that will make up this one big thing. So in this book, James explains that the same concept on how things are built, that they were once small, they were just ideas, is the same way we can build new habits. So for example, if your goal is to develop a habit of exercise, actually your goal is to lose weight, the first thing you need to do is develop the habit of exercising or eating right. So the habit of exercising, you need to look at that as one area of reaching your goal, which is losing weight. So the first thing you need to do is to focus on that one habit. Exercising. What do you want to be doing? You want to be running an hour a day. Well, you were just sitting down last week doing no exercise at all. There's no way today you can just wake up and say you'll be running 1 hour a day. So be kind to yourself and break down that habit. What's in 1 hour? 60 minutes. You can start with, I will be walking for 10 minutes a day. Walking, not even running. So you start that walking habit, and then day by day you'll be making small changes. Maybe today you walk 15 minutes, the next day you walk 20 minutes, the following week you are walking 30 minutes, and then the following month you are running for 15 minutes. So that's the kind of concept that James Clear is talking about in this book, because he's trying to teach us that the lesson to get from the book is that as people, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So you need to build yourself systems that will help you reach that goal. If, for example, maybe another one of your goals would be to build a house by the time you are 30, you know, that alone it's a great goal, but looking at that alone is something that is overwhelming, especially if you don't have anything. You don't have money yet to even buy a plot. If your focus is just on that big goal, you are most likely to fail. The first thing would be, okay, I want to build a house by this time in, 5 years. That's great. Now you need to look at what you need to do to bridge that gap between now and that time. Don't just focus on the house. So you need to look at perhaps looking at managing your finances better, starting to budget, saving a little. So small things that you can do toward that goal is what this book is about. And there are so many great concepts in it. One of them is the one that says that the changes that you're going to be doing may not show their effect, immediately. Because let's say you've walked 10 minutes today, there's no way the next day you'll feel like you've lost, 5 kgs. It won't work like that. But you need to be kind just to yourself and let yourself know that it's okay, that those small improvements will, by the end of the year, by the end of the month, they will sum up to something. So that's what James Clear is teaching in his book, Atomic Habits. Tiny changes, big results. Book number 2 is The Leader Who Had No Title by Robin Sharma. This book teaches us, the readers, that whatever position you are holding, whether or not it carries the general leadership title like the CEO, the managing director, whether or not that's the case, you should behave like a leader always. So what does a leader do? A leader, is in charge, obviously, of the organization, of the company, of the business. So it is their job to make sure everything is running smoothly. So if your job in the organization is to clean, if it's to welcome visitors, the idea is that you should behave as if that company or that organization will not perform well unless you do your best. So whatever position you have to bring your A game on a daily basis, no matter who is watching or who is not watching. So because you are a leader in that position that you are holding, you need to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Work, clean, welcome that visitor as if nothing else matters, around you. So if that customer doesn't feel welcome, it should be in you to know that, to feel that if I don't make this customer feel welcomed at this place, if you are, for example, a front office personnel, everything else that they experience after meeting me will either fail or work out because of it. So bring your A game to whatever it is you are bestowed with. The second lesson was that turbulent times create great leaders. In the book, Robin Sharma quotes a bunch of research about how all the leaders that he interviewed explained to them that their turning points or their greatest lessons were learned when things were not smooth wherever it is they were working. Nobody said that I performed my best when everything was just running smoothly. Everybody gave an example of how they came up with great changes, great ideas, innovative ideas when things were just falling apart in their organization. So the lesson here is that if you're going through something, whether it's at work or personal, if it's something difficult, you should know that something great is supposed to come out from whatever it is that you're going through. Always look at tough situations as learning points. So don't curl up and quiet yourself when things are going bad. always try to rise above that situation and see what lesson there is for you to learn, because there is always something for you to learn. And the third lesson was that you should always appreciate what you have or the people that you work with. For example, in terms of companies, leaders are encouraged to appreciate the stuff they have. They should do it, if at all possible, publicly. Like, appreciate when somebody maybe who is a junior to you has come up with an idea that has saved you an account or has made you earn more money. Tell that person that you appreciate them, because at the end of the day, people want to feel needed and appreciated. So it doesn't matter that people are paid by the end of the day. If you're in that position, you should give credit to where it's due. And there are so many other lessons in that book, but those are the top 3 that I got in. And if you read it, there's so many nuggets that you can pick in that you can apply to your personal life. You don't even necessarily have to be somebody who's working in an organization, though it's one of the best leadership books out there. But the concepts that are in that book will teach you to just behave like a leader, and just behave like a leader and treat everybody else around you with the respect that they deserve. Book number 3. This one is one of my favorites. It's called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. As the title says, 5-second rule. It is a rule that you apply to your life to make sure that you take action on things within the first 5 seconds. So this idea came to Mel Robbins as she was really down on her luck. Right now, she's one of the best, New York Times best-selling authors. She has a great YouTube channel. She has 2 books actually. The other one is called The High Five Habit, but this one is, the one I'm talking about is The 5-Second Rule. They are all bestsellers. She has multiple businesses. She's a success anyway. But this idea of the 5-second rule came to her when she was really like just down. She had lost her job. She had her husband had a restaurant business that had failed. She had mountains and mountains of debt. She was just feeling sorry of her life, like on a daily basis. And she says one day when she was watching TV, one night actually when she was watching TV, there was something about rockets launching, the NASA things. And when the rocket was launching, there was that countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the rocket is, shot up in the sky. She was watching that, and something in her just, it clicked to say that, I think that's what I should do. I should launch myself to do things. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, because her habit was hitting the snooze button and just hating her life. But she said, tomorrow when the alarm clock rings, I'm going to count. When the alarm clock rings, I'm going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just launch myself out and start doing things to improve my life. And that's what she did. She did it the first day, the second day, the third day. And in all those days, she was feeling silly doing it because, it's silly when you just hear it at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then go. It's as silly as it sounds, but it's the idea that actually launched her to be where she is today. So the book is filled with so many examples, so many great real life examples of people who have used that rule to do things in their life. There is science backing the 5-second rule in that when we are motivated, after watching a great speech, a great movie, after talking to somebody and a great idea pops up in our heads, we have about 5 seconds before our interest starts wearing down if we don't do anything about it. So the book encourages the readers to say that if you have something that is burning, in your head to say that, I think if I call so and so and we do this, we're going to, make a lot of money. Do that in the first 5 seconds. If you see somebody, you are at a meeting, a networking conference, and you just feel like, I feel like I should say hi to that person, and maybe we are going to build great businesses together. The moment you feel that, you need to do that in the first 5 seconds, because if you don't, you start giving yourself all these excuses. Like, maybe they don't want to talk to me. Oh, what exactly am I even going to say to them? So after that, your interests, your drive just keeps going down and down. So the book teaches you how to use that rule. And the underlying factor is that you need to use the 5-second rule by counting down and not counting up. So not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because somehow the brain knows that it's like done when it reaches 1, and then it helps you to launch yourself to do whatever it is that you want to do. So basically that's the 5-second rule, and I encourage you to read it because the examples that are in there, they are so amazing. There was this one woman, her fear was speaking up at the office. So they would be in meetings, and the boss would ask for ideas. She would have them, but somehow just fidgeted and just put herself back to say, I'm not going to speak because why would anyone listen to me? But after reading this book, and Mel Robbins also does some coaching, I think she approached her and they talked about it. She used that 5-second rule one day when they were in a meeting and they asked for ideas, and she just said, whatever happens, happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She raised her hand and said, I have an idea, and it turned out to be the idea that saved the company. It was so massive that she got promoted, and now she's living her best life. So I encourage you to read that book, to read more on such testimonials and use it in your own life. So 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. Book number 4, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. The power of positive thinking is, as the title says, it is a book that encourages you to think positive about all situations in your life. Like the 5-second rule, the book is filled with so many examples of people who've used the power of positive thinking to bring things into fruition for themselves. So I don't know if you've heard, but our brain is not able to differentiate between a real life situation and something that you're just imagining. To the brain, it just feels like it's real. So if you spend your time thinking negative thoughts, the brain just feels that, okay, so our world is negative, and it brings to you proof in different situations that just says, that confirm what you're thinking, to say, oh, our world is negative. In the same way, if your mind is always filled with positive things, I'm going to win today, I'm going to have a great day today, the brain, it just picks up all the things that support your idea of your day being a positive one. So that saying that says, Mao Amalenga, it's the same way, like whatever you're thinking becomes your reality. So even today, if you really analyze your life, you're going to realize that you are in that situation because of what you thought about. So it may not be something you thought about yesterday and then you're in it today. It could be something that you thought about years ago and you just keep thinking about it and thinking about it. Somehow, the universe conspires and it gives you proof to say, okay, this is our goal. So this book, The Power of Positive Thinking, encourages you to think in that positive manner. So if you want, for example, to pass an exam, if you keep thinking that this is difficult, I'm going to fail, you are going to fail. If you're thinking this is difficult, but I think I can work hard and I'll pass this. You're going to pass. And it's not as simple as just thinking and then leaving it. Your actions need to match that positiveness that is in your brain. So if I study, I'm going to pass this exam. You study, you'll pass. Right? Even if I study, so feel like I'm going to fail this exam. That's exactly what you're going to get. So in a nutshell, this book, The Power of Positive Thinking, encourages you how to think positively even if the situation looks doom and gloom. And it helps you understand how our world works in terms of you creating your own reality. So I encourage you to read this book, The Power of Positive Thinking, to grasp more understanding into this concept of thinking positively about any situation. The last book on our list, book number 5, is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book is also one of my favorites, as are all the previous 4 I've mentioned. It has several concepts on how to win friends and influence people, but I'm going to share 2 of them to you. The first one is that you should be a good listener. Listening, more of listening, less of talking, is also a concept that is mentioned in the Bible. So if you're talking to somebody and you are listening more than you're talking, the other person feels important, they feel heard. So that's one of the concepts that's in the book. The second one is that you should remember people's names, because to them, their name is the sweetest sound there is in the world. For example, myself, I love my name. My name is Prudence, and if somebody doesn't know how to say it, how to spell it, and they ask me, I feel very honored to say, oh yeah, they respect my name, they want my name to be, as my name should be. But if somebody doesn't try at all and they misspell it, I really feel some type of way, because it's my name. So this book also expounds on that, to say that you should remember people's names. Mentioning people by their name is a beautiful feeling. So as simple as it sounds, remembering people's names is something that will actually win you friends and influence people. There are other concepts in the book, as I've mentioned. There's one that talks more about being empathetic and talking more when you're having a conversation with somebody, talking more about, or letting them talk more about themselves than you do about you, and other beautiful lessons. So I encourage you to read this book by Dale Carnegie on how to win friends and influence people. It's also a great leadership book, but as it is with the one, The Leader Who Had No Title, there are so many concepts that you can learn in there that you can apply to your personal life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business thing. So that's it. Those are my top 5 books that I recommend you read in 2022. Thank you so much for watching this entire video. I hope you grab a copy for these books that you can read and apply those concepts to your life. And I guarantee you, after reading any of those books, there's no way your life is going to be the same. Something has got to change. I love hard copies, reading books, highlighting and things like that. But if you're not able to buy books, I'm going to leave a link in the comment section below as to where you can download books. This site it's like a gold mine. It's really great. You can find any book that you're looking for free. So all you really need is an internet bundle. With 50 MB, you can download like 10 books. So yeah, I'm going to leave that link below. So I ask you to like this video, share this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload new videos, so that we can grow the channel and share the knowledge, the vast knowledge that we have with other people. Thank you so much for watching.